In this video, we will be seeing how do we raise a purchase order. To raise a purchase order, we need to use the inventory module. To access the inventory module, we need to click on the 9 dots and select inventory. Inside the inventory module, we have the option of inventory activity. So we will choose this option. And inside the inventory activity, we have an option of purchases. From here, we will select the purchase order. Now we click on the plus symbol here to add a new purchase order. Once we have selected purchase order, we can see the various suppliers or vendors that are supplying goods to our outlet. From here, we will select the vendor on which we want to raise a purchase order. Once we have selected the supplier, we will start adding the items by clicking on the plus symbol here. So we can see all the products that this vendor is supplying us with. Now we will start adding the quantity of the required items. So we just need to click onto the item and add the quantity and click on the tick mark to save the quantity. So here we have added the quantity for these products. Now we will just click on back. So we can see all the items that we have added currently to this purchase order. We can also edit the quantity from here. In case we have wrongly added the quantity, we can also edit it from here. Next, we need to add the delivery date and the credit period details. For that, we need to select this option on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So here we will be adding the delivery date on which we require the delivery from the supplier. Next, we can add the payment terms, that is optional. Bill to branch, we can select to which branch this bill needs to be raised, whether it has to be raised to a central warehouse or it needs to be raised at a store level. And if at all there are any notes for the supplier, we can also add the notes here. Once these details have been added, we will click on back. And next we will click on the tick mark to save this purchase order. So right now, as you can see, the purchase order has been generated here. We can see the number of the purchase order, the supplier through whom we have raised the purchase order, and what all items have been added in the purchase order. Next, we need to approve this purchase order. So by clicking on approve, you can see that the purchase order has got updated and it has got approved. Now we can also email this purchase order to the supplier by clicking onto this arrow symbol on the bottom right hand corner of the screen. So we have an option to email the supplier. We can enter the supplier email ID here. Besides that, we also have an option to print out a purchase order, or we can also view this document on web. Next, we will click on back. So right now there is a notification. Would you like to goods received note now? We will click on note now. And whatever purchase order we have just raised, it will be visible under the inventory activities section.